Hello, I am Pretty Princess 5, also known as Jodie. This is going to be a voice cover of my new friend Kirikavu123. I think that's how you say it. It's called Breaker Chaos. It's going to be a voiceover. Sorry, I can't do voices very well with the characters, but I'm going to try my best. Improvisation for the win. I also have a stutter at places as well, so excuse me. I really hope you like it. I'll put down a link in the bottom for the actual book. It is a must read. Okay, so first we're going to start with the prologue, and it's Breaking Chaos, Discord's point of view. Day after day, month after month, it was always the same, standing in that humiliating pose 24/7, having school groups pass you by and carry on endlessly about how silly you look. You didn't even get a back scratcher, and dear Celestia, it was hot in here. As you could tell, I was bored. Heck, I always was. On the other who wouldn't be? It was a horrible feat to be met with, was it not? The only passage out was if some ponies argue right next to me, and that was my ticket to Easy on Out Street. Only problem, there were guards everywhere. They stared at me as if one single twitch would send Luna to the moon. But seriously, that's not the way I do things. All I wanted was to have some fun with the main six. But maybe there is some way out of this rut. Sketching a plan. Canterlot Statue Gardens was a marvellous place to take in the scenery. Statues here, statues there, statues everywhere. Some were historic, some were symbolic, some were too lifelike to be true. Most of the statues were carved, but some were different. Different in a way that is said to be a mystery. On this day in Canterlot, a certain statue was shifting, slowly but surely. And that's where our story begins. "Hey, Copper Helmet," one guard said to the other, smiling brightly. Copper Helmet looked at the other guard. "Yes, Shimmer Shield," he said, wearing a solemn expression on his face. Shimmer Shield puffed out his chest. "I'm getting a promotion," he said, grinning widely, which annoyed Copper. Copper's mouth melted into a frown. "How did you get a promotion?" he said sternly. "Well, Princess Celestia decided that I was an excellent guard. I get to guard the castle gates now," Shimmer boasted. "That's awesome, isn't it?" Copper groaned and stared at one of the statues. Shimmer tapped him on his shoulder. "Well?" Copper turned back to Shimmer and carefully punctuating each word he said, "I don't care." Shimmer's face became cross. "Why not?" he said, staring straight into Copper's green eyes. "Wouldn't you like it if you got promoted?" "Yes, and I deserved it more than you." Copper pounded the ground with his hoof. Shimmer's face reddened. "No, you doze off every time it's your watch. You can't be trusted." Crack! Neither one seemed to notice the odd noise, but kept on arguing. Shimmer threw one insult, Copper flung back another. It went on for quite a while, but the noise continued to increase in volume. Finally, the two came to a conclusion. "You are the worst friend ever. I never want to see you again." "Fine!" Shimmer stormed off to Celestia knows where. Copper pounded his hoof on the ground and left too, leaving a huge grudge weighing him down. Crack! All of a sudden, kaboom! A sort of explosion was heard, making stones fall everywhere. One of the statues had mysteriously exploded. When the dust cleared, a strange creature was standing where the statue used to be. He let out a loud, low chuckle. "Bam!" he said, pretending his curious lion paw look-alike was like a pistol. He blew on his claw. "I'm back, Equestria! Woohoo!" He jumped up in the air, flapping his two wings that were completely unlike. "Who's that?" came a cry from one of the guards. The creature halted. "What shall I do?" he thought feverishly. "Think, Discord, think!" He knocked his lion paw on his head. "Show yourself!" The guard's voice was closer now. Discord bit his lip and looked around. A hedge caught his eye. Aha! He scampered into it, making sure to hide every inch of himself. Noticing the remains of the exploded statue, he quickly put them together like a puzzle piece and placed them carefully on their former spot. He smiled deviously. The guard was now in plain sight. Discord peered out from his hiding place. "Hello?" the guard said, searching the area. "Is any pony there?" The guard gazed up at the statue. "Huh," he said, turning round. "Guess not." The sentry walked back to his place. Discord shrunk back further into his hiding place and looked up. He could see glistening rays of sun peering into the bush. He thought, freedom would be nice for a change. He chuckled softly. "I sure have earned it." He spread his wings and prepared to take off when la 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 singing filled his ears. He knew that voice. It was stuck in his memory like wood in a fireplace. He listened closer. "Pinky?" He turned around and squinted out of the bush. His ears didn't deceive him. "Pinky?" he said, preparing to jump out of the bush. "Wait!" He stopped himself. "I'm a Draconchius. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce that word. I'm just going to call it Dranquius. Okay. And she knows me. I should get a disguise." He thought for a moment. "Ah!" he said, snapping his eagle claw. "I'll change into a pony." He thought for another moment. "An alicorn!" He closed his eyes and began to feel a tingling sensation all over. He opened one eye and discovered a strange bright light all around him. He smiled. In a few moments, he felt the need to open his eyes. He did so and looked down. "Hooves!" he grinned. "It worked! Now I can say hey to Pinky." He crawled out of his bush and looked around. He noted a small fountain of water and walked over to it. He stared at his reflection and smirked. Discord was now a brown alicorn with a black mane that stood up straight. "Just like my mane as a Dranquius," he pondered. He had the same eyes and his goat beard remained. He was quite pleased about that. His paws were replaced with hooves, which he found surprisingly easy to walk on. He turned to view his cutie mark. Then he laughed. "Ha! It's a deck of cards," he mumbled, looking at it in his reflection. "Well, don't I look spiffy?" He smirked and turned around. "Pinkie Pie!" He looked around, not seeing her. He spread his glossy alicorn wings and flew upwards. He could see much more of the area up there. Reaching a cloud, he landed on it and began to look around. He didn't see her. I guess I was imagining it. Still, it would be nice to see her again. He sat on that thought for a few moments. "And that's what I'll do. Ponyville, watch out, 'cause here I come." Hope you like my first two chapters. The next one will be next week, same time, Thursday. And I hope you like it. See you around.